This year I was diagnosed with autism. I'm definitely a high masking, low support person with autism. So everyone's experiences are different. So something that might be true to me might not be true to everyone else. But I just thought I would share my experiences and some of the ways that autism has been a benefit in my life, because I think it's just very often stigmatized and we only really see these negative sides of it. And that's just not the case. That's not the full picture. For me, I'm kind of constantly always aware of everything going around me at all times. And while this can be really troublesome and that it causes a lot of overstimulation and issues focusing when there are other people around, it has also just led to me being incredibly good at picking up patterns and noticing small details that like the normal, typical person would not notice. And because I'm sort of always noticing these little small details, I have been very good at knowing where things are. Um, Although, I guess if I'm in sort of like a panicked mode where I'm going from one task to another as I see other things, then I sort of tend to lose track of things along those lines. But I'm always sort of able to retrace my steps and find where they were. And I really do like patterns and organizations, so this has also been really helpful for cleaning and just like organizing my apartment. Um, I'm also really good at hyperfixating on my hobbies, and I'm very good at becoming an expert on something very fast. And the things that I do with a lot of passion, and I try to do as well as I possibly can. So that is just sort of like an advantage. And it's helped for my career because, again, like I'm a researcher, I'm a scientist, and that's just been super helpful. It helps me power through like 13-hour days, and helps me be able to sort of look at science and understand it well and do a crazy amount of research that other people might get just bored doing that. But I don't. I enjoy it a lot, and it's always something exciting and new, and I love to learn. It also just helps me think about things from a different perspective than the like average person in the population. I have a unique insight into disability, either from autism or the other genetic conditions that I have. And it also just being good at seeing patterns and all of the things that sort of come along with it, and the way I view things as sort of like a fact. And I try to have sort of like a rationale with everything that I do. And because I'm more low support than others, I always just want to use my experiences to improve things for other people so they don't have to go through the things that I went through or I see other people going through. And with that, I just tend to have a heightened sense of empathy and moral code, which is a lot more common in females that have autism. And it's really impacted my life, and I think it's one of the main reasons why I'm so interested in social justice, and intersectional feminism, and all of the things that I can do to sort of improve the system and make the world better for other people. And it really does hurt me when I see other people hurting, and I always just want to stop that. I always want to make life easier for other people so they don't have to go through all of the horrible things that other people in the past have had to do. And at my school, this has sort of led to me at every university that I've been at just trying to make the entire campus more accessible. If I find things that are ableist, I'm going to point them out and give suggestions to try to make things better. If I see that a door that's supposed to be opening automatically for wheelchair users isn't working, I report it. And I've sort of gone through the like my campus has a disability accessible route map, and I've sort of gone through there and tried to find, okay, where in my route is this actually not accessible, where it's marked as being that. So one of them was in front of my building, there's a handicap parking space, and there's a curb, but no curb dip. And the only ways that you can go into the building require going over that curb dip. So even though there's a ramp farther along the path, you would have to go over the curb dip to go up the ramp to get into the accessible ramp and entrance of the building. So I sort of pointed that out, and I'm just letting facilities and the people in disability studies and the Office of Disabilities to just try to improve things that I see. And again, even outside of social justice, I'm very good at pointing out the flaws in systems and finding ways to improve that and make them better, and just kind of always optimize and make things more efficient. And this can cause some issues because people think I'm just like bringing up stuff to start problems, but it's just me trying to make things easier, trying to make things better, and more rational. I'm also just very good at managing things and sort of being in a leader role and trying to advise people on how to do things. And again, I'm just very good at managing until I become overstimulated, and then I need a break before I can do any of that. Lol. And then personality-wise, I think it's just been fun, and it's given me a little bit of quirks and uniqueness. And I can be very literal and blunt, which can be good for getting my point across. But it's also just caused a little bit of issues of if people misinterpret the things that I'm trying to say, because it does tend to be a little bit different from how a non-neurodivergent person would speak. And obviously, like, if I say something that's offensive, I want to know why, and I want to not say that again. So I'm always open to other people's perspectives and opinions on things. And I guess sometimes some of the things that I say can come off a little bit like funny. I don't necessarily do it on purpose, but I feel like it adds some spice to life. Yeah, I feel like it's fun. Maybe not, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but we find the people that accept and sort of heighten the positive qualities in ourselves that we see and want. And I'm very much always just like an open book, and you can sort of always tell what I'm thinking, which can be good and bad depending on the situation. But yeah, I'm sure there's other things. This can obviously find all the positive aspects of autism and shove it into 10 minutes, but I guess if I think of more, I can maybe make a follow-up if people want. Yeah, thanks! Also, this is not me saying I'm like perfect and better than everyone else. Yeah, I'm trying to highlight the positives. There are definitely negatives that can come with it, and like, I'm not a perfect person. I do make mistakes. So yeah, just didn't want to seem like I'm tooting my own horn too much.